All right. Hello and good day to everyone who've joined us today. So, welcome to today's session where we will look at how to effectively manage HR and personal documents on SAP SuccessFactors with Zalaris eFile. So, we'll just give it a quick minute till the others have got the chance to join into the session. And while we do that, I'd request all of you who've joined already to take a quick second to make sure that all the technicalities are working okay and that you hear us and that you see the presentation good. If you do have any issues with viewing the presentation or hearing us, then please do use the chat option in the panel and we'll try to look at that. All right, so I see there's no issues raised, so I hope everyone can hear us well and also see us good. So once again, I welcome everyone who've just joined us to this session today, where we look at how you can seamlessly organize your document management processes within SAP SuccessFactors. I'm Aarti, and I'll be the moderator today for the session. So I'll be the silent listener in the background who'll be collecting all your questions. So please feel free to drop in your questions or any queries you have during any time of the presentation. You can use the questions tab that you see on the GoToWebinar panel. Just open the tab and drop in your questions. We'll save the last 5 to 10 minutes to answer all the questions and hopefully also your queries that you've got around the presentation. And with that, I take this opportunity to warmly welcome our speaker for today, Felix Berman, who you can also refer to as the brains behind this excellent product that we are presenting today for you. So Felix has been with Zalaris for almost 20 years now, and his expertise and I think the enthusiasm he holds for the topics around HR and digitalization are quite impressive. And that's even more a reason why I'm looking forward to him presenting this topic today for us. So without any delay, I'll hand over the mic to you, Felix. So over to you.
Thank you very much. Also from my side, yes, welcome to the webinar today. Like already mentioned from Marathi, if there are any questions, please don't hesitate. Drop them into the chat box. We will try to answer everything. Even if we do not get it within the time of the webinar, we will answer them afterwards via mail or with a presentation we're sending to you afterwards, that all your questions you drop in are answered. Maybe shortly to my person. I'm like already named Felix Baumann, Manager Digitalization Automation from the German part of Zalaris. I'm doing this now for 20 years with a bigger team. And this e-filing or digitalization, I'm now more or less having on my table for about 20 years. And eFile started 20 years ago with on-premise eFile in SAP, and now we're doing the next step and bringing it completely independent from SAP and on-premise systems to the cloud. So what are we going to show you today? We're talking a little about the applications we build, features and functions, how our support model works if you want to buy our new software in SuccessFactors. We are doing a demo. The demo is more something between agenda point number 1 and number 3. So I'm always jumping into the live system, into the live demo, and we can just see how the system is behaving, what we built in SuccessFactors, how it's working, how it's looking like. And whenever you see something you want to have more information, like already said, please use the chat. We are happy to make it at the end in the question and answer session as interactive as possible from our side. Okay, what was our main goal when we started this software 1 year ago. We had a lot of experience with on-premise archiving solution, with SAP archiving solution, and then we said, okay, for all SuccessFactors customers, what should we do? What do we have to do? And what is our big strength on the SAP on-premise side? And this was mainly the integration to other softwares, processes in the payroll system, processes in the work processes of HR departments. So we said this integration possibilities we do have on-premise systems should be also focused on our SuccessFactors eFile, and therefore I will also later show you how to migrate into the eFile from an SAP or any other ERP system you maybe are using in your on-premise environment, also how to integrate to other SuccessFactors standard solutions like recruiting, Employee Central, onboarding, performance goals, whatever you have in SuccessFactors already set up. And then our last goal was when we moved from the on-premise environment into the cloud to, in the beginning, start with the most and best features from our on-premise environment and rebuild them in the cloud. This is what I'm going to show you today. And yeah, but before we start, let's look a little bit around what kind of applications we focused in the beginning. We're building, or we are now on, let's say, on a road, and we do have an environment which is also from SAP supported. It's the SAP BTP Business Technology platform where we build everything for SuccessFactors, and our development plans are not finished yet with this product and with this version of the product. We started with the most beneficial ones, but there will be more application in the eFile environment in the future. So first of all, how do we access the eFile in SuccessFactors? We're just building 4 tiles in SuccessFactors, in the SuccessFactors web interface with my personal file for employees, with a personal file of my teams, maintain personal files for the HR department, and we do have a little launch pad where we put in all of our reporting applications like search for files, retention checks, logs, deletion rules, administration customizing. All this stuff is located there. Starting with the first application, we said, okay, the most important one might be that the employees can look into their eFile. So in SAP on-premise spoken, it's a typical ESS, employee self-service scenario, where an employee can just access his own eFile. The employee sees himself on the left side of the screen. In the middle, we do have a customizable folder structure. So from a project we're discussing with you, with our customers, with our future customers, hopefully, how your eFile should look, how your personal file should look in the cloud software, and then we're maintaining it, and afterwards the employee sees his own eFile with his own document, and if the employee is pressing on some document, it will open on the right-hand side with some metadata information, but the employee himself can look at it, can search for it. We have a full text search, we have a keyword search, and so on and so forth. So I would say it's an expected behavior and expected function model we have here. Everything is based on authorization. So if the employee is not authorized to see a document, then he will not see the document, or she will not see the document. We support in this application single printing, folder printing, download of files, so that the employee, if he wants or she wants to download files and maybe have it on the own laptop, this is possible, but it's also based on authorizations in SuccessFactors you're setting up in our environment. For the manager, also expected, I would guess, is nearly the same possibilities like for the employee, but starting on the left-hand side with his own team. So the manager himself sees his team, his direct reports, like it's named in SuccessFactors, and can switch between the different persons in his own team or her own team. There is full text search, keyword search, like in the employee file. We have the same possibilities. If the manager is allowed to download files, then he can download files, but the manager himself can also take notes. So it's a little bit the scenario like putting post-its on a document, on a paper document, but our post-its have the good property to just remind the user, the one who put this note on a document, that this note is now relevant to do some work. So we can take a note and we can put a date on the note when a reminder is set, and then the system itself reminds the person who set this note to this document that the document should be accessed, and maybe looked at the document at the note, and that then you can remind yourself or other persons to do something. For HR, it's expected the same view. So we stick to the principle that all the views we are using, all the applications we are using, should look the same way, so that everybody, let's say an employee is getting to manager, manager is in HR, or the manager is just a manager himself, has the same view, the same behavior, everything, every button has the same position. So from a training perspective, it's quite easy to change roles and always get the same application behavior like it is for the other users in other roles. As HR department, you have quite more possibilities to work with the eFile. You can do the same things like managers, like employees, but you can also upload, import from SuccessFactors from your local PC documents. You can drag drop documents into the eFile. We have SFTP processing processes set up so that you also can easily integrate different systems or other processes not starting in SuccessFactors into the eFile. And we're scheduling jobs to just pick up these SFTP processing folders and import in this way documents from other systems, from other processes, maybe from other departments into the eFile if it's relevant and wanted. If you're allowed to, you can also delete documents, move documents. So the functions supported for the HR department are quite more and quite powerful if all the authorizations are set up like you wanted. Launchpad for reporting, what I mentioned before. There are at the moment 3 tiles in it for viewing the upload log. So what was imported during night, during jobs into the eFile. Also eFile log means who has done what on which eFile, just to get in information if you're searching for something or someone who did something in the eFile, to get a full view. And there are administration tile. There's an administration tile where you can do other things, also maintain customizing values to enhance the eFile maybe if you want to. Okay, maybe first question, how do you get in future documents, maybe from an SAP system into the eFile? How is a migration looking like? And therefore, I will jump into the eFile on-premise or on an SAP system, on our side, on-premise SAP system, and import in the beginning some documents to a person, an SF user. In SuccessFactors, we are here in SuccessFactors. I'm just refreshing my screen. Security reasons, if I'm logged out by timeout. You see, here are these 4 tiles I showed you in the slide. And I'm now Tessa Walker, logged in as Tessa Walker. And Tessa Walker is an HR employee. So we're going to the HR tile. This is, for me, completely normal. This small error occurs, has to do that I'm changing permanently roles, and the browser is somehow with cookies saving my role and role information. So in my environment, it sometimes appears that I'm getting this first time error just because the application has to check that I'm really now in the role of Tessa Walker, not in some other roles. Today, I will work with Tessa Walker as HR department employee. Later on, I will switch to Aidan O'Reilly, which is a manager, and to Brenda Smith, which is a role of an employee. But let's look now at Brenda's eFile. typing in Brenda, and we're seeing directly the tree is, or not the tree, the view with all the employees is filtered to matches. So I'm clicking on Brenda Smith. We see here this customizable folder structure. On this side here, normally if there are documents, there will be a number like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, how many documents are in each folder. So we're seeing the eFile of Brenda is completely empty. Jumping now into the SAP system, we have Brenda also in our SAP system as an employee, and we're saying, okay, now let's export some documents from our on-premise environment into the SuccessFactors eFile instantly. So I'm going into this migration report. We do have here some URLs, technical information, how to access SuccessFactors directly from the SAP system. We're saying, okay, I'm now here in personal number 6. It's Brenda Smith, like we saw before. I'm setting how is the personal number matched to the SuccessFactors ID. This is down here. And then I'm saying, okay, please export some documents. I'm doing this right now. This will take about half a minute or something. I'm trying to talk while the export is done. But anyway, we can already look into here into the SuccessFactors eFile, and if I refresh my view here with clicking on F5, then you're seeing it's already imported. So there is already 7 documents now here to be seen. General documents are 2, employee contract components 2, payroll. There are also some documents already arrived. So let's switch back to SAP. We're seeing, okay, all these documents, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, these documents are now transferred from SAP, from a on-premise system into the cloud. The same can be done with any other system. It must not be SAP or whatever. There's an open API in our software where every other system can easily for sure with username, login, SSL certificate, and so on and so forth. So it's not unsecure, it's very secured, but in an easy way transfer data, monthly data, quarterly data, yearly data, if there are any processes in other system which should update the eFile in the cloud. But now let's look into the eFile of Brenda. We can open here. We're seeing, okay, there's a cover letter. We can click on this, so application letter. We're seeing if we're going through this symbol here, there's a thumbnail made of this document. So we're taking as visualization help always a thumbnail from the first page. And then on the right side here, we're just seeing the PDF, which was exported. We can put, like before mentioned, notes on it, reminders. You can say, okay, when do I want to be reminded on this one? Oh no, there is no 31st of September. And then we can say, okay, please act like written in the document. Okay, then we can say save. We can put in as many notes as we want on each document. And as I told you, there's a job running at night, and just setting or putting these reminders into the SuccessFactors environment of the employee who did this note and just reminding on it. And we have here search. So if I would put in application, you will directly see while I'm typing, the tree reduced itself to the relevant matches. We can do this on the name of the document, and we can, oh, that's German, sorry. We have to translate this one into English. And we can turn the full text search on. So means if I would now put in demo document, then you see also the application letter is found because here demo is included in the document itself. Okay, this was HR department and how the HR department can work with the eFile. We can easily also import documents, like we're getting to cover letter here. So we're now on, these are folders. This is a document type, and these are the document itself. Are we now clicking on the document type? we're getting here some possibilities to work and import things into the eFile. Means, first of all, we can print the eFile, or we can print whatever is under cover letter. If I would do this on personal file, there are 7 documents, and I would say, okay, print the complete personal file. Then the system is now collecting, oh, that's unexpected. The system is now collecting, or should now collect, all the 7 files and bring one PDF out of it with a cover sheet for it. But let's now go back down to here and import something. So we're now here on cover letter, and we can say, okay, I want to import via upload. I can open it, and there are no files in my upload folder. So I can say, okay, let's go to your local drive. Like for me, it's on my C drive locally, and we can put in, as example, a Word document by drag and dropping it here, and then it will be in the eFile to be processed. Means we can change, if we want to, some of these data here. We can delete it, we can look at it by clicking on it here, or we can archive it. So let's look first of it. So we're opening it, we're still seeing, okay, it's a Word document. Boom, boom, boom. And we're saying, okay, this is the Word document we just want to import. Fine, we can say, is it a cover letter, or is it maybe something else, like it's an employee summary sheet. Let's assume it's an employee summary sheet. And then we can say, oh, I have just to put this a little bit more down. We can say, okay, archive it. So clicking on it, archive it, Brenda Smith, document type cover letter. It's still on the cover letter, but anyway, okay, let's put it to the cover letter. So let's archive it, put it to the cover letter, and say save. So it's now imported to the cover letter. If we click on it, we will directly see the page we just imported, but you might have mentioned it's no longer a Word document. So we are providing in the background of the cloud application a service which directly, while you're uploading documents into the archive itself, into the archiving solution, in the back of the cloud solution, we're converting every document type to PDF. Means if you're putting in Word document, TXT files, emails, and so on and so forth, everything will be converted to PDF. The good thing on changing everything to PDF is a very common format. We can use PDF on nearly every device, if it's an iPad, iPhone, smartphone, Android phone, Windows phone, or tablet. These PDFs can be viewed everywhere. And there's a good possibility also to protect PDFs, like there's a PDF protection possible, means that you're not allowed to print it, not allowed to copy it, not allowed to make any annotations on it, and so on and so forth. So we have a lot of possibilities by changing into a very stable, long time used format like PDF to secure the complete eFile. Also in PDF, there are nearly no macro or malware possibilities included. So we're also securing the complete archiving process more and more by switching everything to PDF. This was now the local download. If we now go into Brenda Smith's profile, look at it. Let's have a look at Brenda Smith in our system. So I'm typing in SuccessFactors, Brenda Smith. I'm now jumping to the profile of Brenda. We see on personal information that there is a document attached to SuccessFactors standard document center demo document with a QR code on it. It's in personal information in this tile. If we scroll a little bit down in your standard eFile, not eFile, sorry, in your standard SuccessFactors environment, you have the same possibilities. If you're going to compensation and when we're scrolling a little bit up, then you're seeing documents. So other applications are able to use the SuccessFactors document center to just save documents in SuccessFactors. At the end, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 documents here in the document center from SuccessFactors on Brenda Smith's number, personal number, SuccessFactors ID. And we do have this one document directly in personal information, which is uploaded by Brenda herself into her own profile. So there are a lot of interaction possibilities you have in SuccessFactors already. But how do we get access to this one? If we're now back here on Brenda Smith in our eFile as HR department worker, we can say on employee summary sheet, let's say SuccessFactors import. We can look into Brenda's profile and we now see that exactly the documents we have here, like document, QR code in the middle, and all these documents from the document center, go down, where is it? Compensation, it's one above compensation in the document center, are shown here in our eFile also, and we get the information document is not archived yet. So we can, if we want to, click on one and look at it and then import it. We are also getting the information, where is this document coming from? Like you see here, document entity, background, document category, background, document. Last one is document entity, person, personal information. If we're going back here, going at the top, personal information. So we're getting the information, where is this document coming from? And we can use the information to maybe import this document from personal information. So first of all, we can click on it, then it will be downloaded and we can have a look at it, what it is. It's again the demo document with the QR code. Okay. And then we can say, okay, this is our employee summary sheet. Just picking it up, employee summary sheet, saving it, and it will be again you see here document already archived, so it's archived, it's transferred here, it's converted into a PDF. We can have a look at it and it's easily imported. We can do this also by jobs. So if we can, and you as customer, as potential customer, are designing your SuccessFactors environment in a way that we can automatically say there are not only 2 or 3 document types, there are document types which can be directly by a job imported once per day, then you can just put documents into the document center, all SAP standard. You can use external document creation softwares to create documents, put it into the document center, which most of these external document creation softwares or cloud solutions already are doing, and we can import it once per day, twice per day automatically in our eFile, so that you're getting very smooth and also finished document flow from the document creation, from the SuccessFactors module into our SuccessFactors eFile itself, completely automated, or let's say job scheduled automated, to import everything into the eFile itself. Okay, what else can we do here? We can produce cover sheets. Means if you have offline, let's say, completion finalization of documents, let's say, assume it's a work contract, then you can say, I have a work contract and I want to import the work contract. So you're just going to work contract, employee information about, where is it? Contract, employee contracts, and we're saying employee contract. There's already one, but we want another one. So we can say, okay, build me a cover sheet. And then we're getting cover sheet. And we can just put this cover sheet on the employee contract we created, send it to the employee to be signed. And if we're getting it back and it's coming into these upload environment, the cover sheet is thrown away automatically. And we just by the job are getting from this QR code in the beginning of the page that it is belonging to Brenda Smith. That's employment contract. It's created by whomever. So this person here gets an hint that the employee contract is back in the eFile and it's signed. So it's quite easy then to offline get contracts, get agreements or whatever signed by the employee, and later on get it automated back into the eFile where it belongs to the right SuccessFactors eFile, to the right person, and into the right folder and document type. Okay. I would say for the moment, let's switch role and see what a manager can do with the eFile. Therefore, I'm just opening the eFile once more, the SuccessFactors demo in a private window that hopefully my login credentials will not be put to the new login. Oh, just have to copy the company ID. I'm now logging in as Aidan O'Reilly. That was wrong. SuccessFactors should look the same like for the HR department, but I'm now using this tile here, personal file of my team, and jumping into the personal file of my team. At the moment, we're now here seeing I'm Aidan O'Reilly. I'm thinking, okay, Brenda Smith is in my team, so I can jump into Brenda's eFile, and I think, okay, there are 9 documents in the eFile of Brenda, and I can easily have a look at the application letter or whatever from Brenda. So the work and the informations other person's HR department or scan and upload processes, automated transfer processes from other SuccessFactors modules are in the eFile of Brenda, and me now in the role of Aidan O'Reilly, I have now the possibility to use this information and get a better picture of my employee Brenda. And maybe if I want to talk to her, have an appraisal or some other appointments with her, can prepare myself and feeling also very well prepared because I have always access to the eFile of my employees, of my team members, and can get a full picture of my employees as long as I am allowed to. Same for Aidan O'Reilly here with the notes. So as manager, you're allowed to remind yourself on some things, put notes on the document, and give also maybe HR department some notes on the document. They should be remembered on. Good. Last tile would be Brenda Smith. Let's jump into Brenda's profile also to finish, let's say, the main applications. I'm again once more opening incognito mode. Once more, have to copy our company ID. And jumping now into my own personal eFile. Seeing hopefully only me, because I'm the only Brenda now at the moment. And again, I'm getting here my eFile. Maybe you recognize that the eFile of Brenda is quite smaller because we filtered by default of only filled folder types. So all the not filled folders are just filtered away. So Brenda just sees the folders and the document types, which contain also some documents in it. We can change this here also in the other application by display all registers and all folders. We can open everything here quite easily. We can stretch the complete view to full screen. We can shorten it again. We can also here click on the document itself. We have here full text search, document search. So everything like expected, we can put in here this little preview of the document. So we're seeing every page in the document here in another small section of the PDF. So we can make this a little bit smaller, bigger. I would say expected behavior and helpful for every user. Okay, jumping back to the presentation. One short question to Arati. Are we good in time?
Yes, we do have
Okay.
a couple of minutes more. Yep.
Okay, good. So I showed you the different tiles, the main tiles in our solution. Coming now to the import process. At the beginning, I already said SAP or other ERP systems, payroll systems, whatever learning systems on premise or otherwhere can easily exchange data, exchange PDFs with our e-filing solution in the cloud. It's quite easy. We do have SFTP servers and SFTP folders for every customer prepared. So using this QR code, what I showed you before, and just putting it into the SFTP service we're providing with the eFile together will lead to an automated import into the eFile and throwing away the cover sheet with the QR code on it once or twice per day. We support also import by naming convention. So if you do have other softwares which can provide PDF documents, Word documents, whatever documents with a naming convention like SuccessFactors ID, document category, document name, archiving date, .pdf, .docx or whatever, we can easily import this one, and we have this SuccessFactors import I just showed you from other SuccessFactors modules, as long as they're using the SuccessFactors Document Center, which is completely always included in every SuccessFactors environment. Once more, the same, these mechanisms now a little bit more in a process flow way described, means from these modules, as long as they use Employee Central Document Center, we can import it. Third-party cloud products like Accenture, Document Composer, Spinifex, Strato, and so on and so forth, which are creating documents with your SuccessFactors informations and modules you already have in use, are also mainly storing their documents in their own environment or in the document center from SuccessFactors. Again, we can easily pick this up scheduled. Then it is put into our environment. Now let's come a little bit to our environment. What do we provide? We provide on the first visual side what you saw, the application itself in SuccessFactors SAP BTP platform. In the back, we do have an archive and CMIS-based content management interoperational services. Means there's an archive where all the documents are stored. We provide an SFTP to upload also job-based into our eFile, and we provide, which is not shown here, another service called Document Converter Services, which takes care that all the documents we are importing are converted into PDF, that there is a full text index built for full text search, that there is thumbnails built, that there are other OCR technologies on it to get more information, metadata information on the document, and do print jobs, merging, splitting of documents, and all this stuff. Good. Customizing, I said before, there's also a customizing possibility for the administrator to access, is mainly to change connections or basic user settings. So if somebody is changing in the administration role, or a connection from your side, like a server is moved to another location, can be changed here. So what do we saw? We saw a lot of applications. With a lot of functions, mainly named like upload, moving as possible, deletion, change of documents, so moving to other SuccessFactors IDs. There's indexing supported, search supported, notes and reminders. From a reporting perspective, we do have a log, we have checklists, we have global search, file export, file imports, which are logged and can later be reported. From integration perspective, we can import, like I named a few times, via these different technologies you see here. And the processing is done with SAP standard BTP services like the job scheduler, and the reminders is done via very technically spoken the to-do entry usage, which means that the reminder I talked about will be shown up here. So we're not in SuccessFactors. Our reminders will pop up here in this 48 things, and there will be third-party to-do items. This year, these are we. So even if somebody is not going into the SuccessFactors eFile every day, if we're taking notes, the reminders will not be in here. The reminders will pop up in after the login in SuccessFactors. So directly up here, somebody will be reminded and get the hint, hey, there's something to do in the eFile. Please go into the eFile and look whatever is there for you and act like it is written in the note. And there's a rule-based deletion concept, means to get a GDPR conform eFile, we need also deletion rules, and these deletion rules are maintained when we set up the eFile and the different document types, document categories, and folders together with you, that we are saying, okay, this document shall stay for 3 years. This document shall maybe be deleted after somebody left the company 6 years, 10 years, 30 years afterwards, or whatever. So there is a rule-based deletion concept, which is based on events triggered and maintained in SuccessFactors. Okay, I'm speeding up a little bit because we're already running out of time, I would say. This is how a project looks like. We're doing concept, implementation, test phase, and the go live. Very expected. After every step, there is a sign-off, and the support is also already set up by our own help desk. We're working from 9 to 5 every day. You can call us, you can send emails, everything. Any kind of questions? Let's jump to the questions. I hope I wasn't it took me too long, but I hope we can come now to some questions. There will be some questions.
Yes, Felix. So I'll straight away just jump into some of the questions that we have so that you can just help us with that. So from the top, I think the first question we got is, do you offer document generation from SAP SuccessFactors? So that is basically the document is generated in SuccessFactors, the data is fetched during runtime, and the document is created automatically and stored in the file.
Yes and no. So the document creation, that the document is there itself, no. At the moment, we are hoping or relying on other partners, like I named 2 of them, like Accenture with their document composer, or Spinifex with Strato, who can produce documents. On the other hand side, a lot of modules from SuccessFactors create already documents and are storing these documents in the document center automatically. And for these types of documents, yes, we can use these produced documents imported, like I named before, with a job from these SAP SuccessFactors standard modules, and can import them very easily and automate it into our eFile, as long as the customizing is done on SuccessFactors side in the right way and on our side also. I hope this answers the question.
Yes, thanks for that, Felix. And another quick question that I thought might be useful for everyone to be answered is, does the employee and manager have access to the file round the clock, which is 24/7, or is there only temporary access? And following that, sorry, are there different licenses for who can access the file? So that's an add-on to that.
Okay. So first of all, it's a cloud software. It's accessible 24/7, so all the time. It's based on the SAP BTP business technology platform. So as long as SAP is online with their SuccessFactors solution, we're online too. So there's a 24/7 access possible based on the possibilities you want to give your employees. Coming to the license part, there are no different licenses. We are just saying an employee is getting an eFile, is getting access to an eFile, and we do not differ between, is it an HR employee, is it a manager, or is it an employee himself or herself. We're just saying, okay, you're just licensing the amount of eFiles you're using, and who and how the persons or the users are using the eFile is not any license difference for us. You're just licensing the usage of the eFile per employee itself. Any
All right.
others? Or are we out of time?
I think yes. So we are a little
Sorry.
over time, Felix. So,
Okay.
but we will get back to all the questions that we have individually on email. And another common request is whether there will be access to this presentation and recording. So definitely we will make this available to share with your colleagues or internally. So even this would be shared soon via email. So for those of you who have attended and registered for the session. So with that, I think we've now reached the end of this presentation. So once again, I thank you so much, Felix, for taking your time and bringing your expertise here to the table today. And also for those of you who've taken the time out to join us on this session. So thank you again, and speak to you in the next session from Zalaris.
Thank you very much also from my side. Have a nice weekend. Bye.